Good afternoon students. Welcome back to online classes of your analog communication. This is Aisha Sultana. Okay, so what we have discussed in the previous class, we have completed our first chapter, that was having all modulation techniques. Okay, first we have seen the amplitude modulation. I hope you remember the whole first chapter. What we had in the first chapter, we have seen the block diagram of your communication system, correct? Then we have seen what are the types of modulation you are having in that one, isn't it or not? Then we have seen what are mathematical expressions related of your modulation process. I hope you remember what are the different kinds of modulation. Types of modulation, how many you are having? There are two types of modulation: continuous modulation and pulse modulation. So in this semester you will be seeing the continuous wave modulation, means it is completely regarding your amplitude modulation. Then you had angle modulation, and you will also seeing analog modulation. All continuous wave modulations you will be seeing, correct? So in the first chapter it was all about your amplitude modulation. We have seen what is the amplitude modulation, the drawbacks related to that one, right? Then after we have seen how we can overcome the drawback of your amplitude modulation by using your DSPSC method. Then afterwards you have seen your signal sideband SSB. Then afterwards you have seen your VSB, Vestigial sideband, right? You have seen the modulation and demodulation techniques of that particular modulations of your amplitude modulation. Now if you remember the tree of your modulations, you had a continuous modulation and pulse modulation. In continuous modulation you have amplitude modulation as well as the angle modulation. The second part of your continuous wave, because we are using a sinusoidal carrier signal, so your continuous wave modulation, we have two types: amplitude modulation and angle modulation. In this second chapter we are all seeing about your angle modulations. These angle modulations, again we are having two types, that is your frequency modulation and phase modulation. In second chapter you have to see about your frequency modulation, phase modulation, and what are the modulation techniques that are used for getting your FM and AM, FM and PM. Then you have to see mathematical expressions, how we are going to find what are the drawbacks, how we have to overcome. That all is in your second chapter. So second chapter is all about your angle modulation. So we'll start today's class by angle modulation. What it means by angle modulation? Okay, so the another way of modulating a sinusoidal carrier is nothing but your angle modulation. One way of modulating your sinusoidal carrier was your amplitude modulation. So one other way of modulating your sinusoidal carrier signal or the carrier wave or a high frequency wave is your angle modulation. So what happens actually in this the angle of the carrier is varied in accordance with your message signal or baseband signal, or you can also call as your unmodulated signal also. Yes, we are not modulating, it's just a message signal or the information signal, right? So the angle of that particular carrier, the high frequency signal, is varied in accordance with your message signal. Then that kind of modulation is called as your angle modulation. I hope you are clear with the definition. I will repeat it once again. If the angle of the carrier wave is varied in accordance with your message signal or baseband signal, then this kind of modulation is called as your angle modulation. Okay, this is your angle modulation. So we had amplitude modulation technique, that was one way of modulating, right? So this is your another way of modulating technique of your continuous wave modulation or sinusoidal carrier wave. Okay, so here what happens, the amplitude of the carrier is remained constant. What you are varying here, you are varying the angle, right? So amplitude will be constant, and it provides better discrimination against noise and interference that is possible in your amplitude modulation. So when comparing your amplitude modulation and angle modulation, you will be having better discrimination against noise, means the noise will be less and your interference will also be reduced in your angle modulation. Clear ma? So in this angle modulation we are having two types. First one is frequency modulation and phase modulation. I hope you remember. Okay, this is frequency. So overall continuous wave modulations, how many you are having? amplitude modulation, frequency modulation and phase modulation. These are the continuous wave modulation techniques that are used. Okay, what are that? If someone asks in Viva or in a short answer, what are the continuous wave modulation techniques? So 3 modulation techniques you are having. One is amplitude modulation, the second one is angle modulation. In that angle modulation again 2 types, that is frequency modulation and phase modulation. Clear? Now, so what is the standard equation? Now we have to see the mathematical expressions for also for your next coming topic. So what the standard equation for your angle modulated wave is given as S of t is equals to AC cos pi I of t or theta I of t. Okay, so do you remember the amplitude modulation technique or the amplitude modulated wave equation? Am of t is equals to AC of 1 plus Ka m of t into cos 2 pi fct. There you had your carrier and message. That was another standard equation. Okay, the standard equation for your angle modulation is S of t is equals to AC cos theta I of t. Okay, where AC is your, what is the AC? Amplitude of your carrier wave. Okay, this is actually carrier wave. Now theta I of t is the angle of the modulated wave. Okay, so what is the modulated waves? This is actually the modulated wave. Lastly, angle modulated wave. So that's the reason we are giving AC is the amplitude of the modulated wave, which is same as the amplitude of your carrier wave, and theta I of t is the angle of the modulated wave, the angle what you have modulate over here. So the angle modulation is again further divided into frequency modulation and phase modulation. I hope you are clear with the standard equation of the angle modulation. So this is the frequency modulation. So now you can easily answer what is frequency modulation. What you are going to vary here? The frequency of the carrier is varied in accordance with your value of your modulating signal. And what is the value that will be instantaneously varying? That is your amplitude. Okay, the frequency of the carrier signal is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the modulating signal. Then that kind of modulation is called as your frequency modulation. Means what will be remaining constant here? Your amplitude as well as your phase will be constant, and only frequency will be varied of your carrier in accordance with the amplitude of your message signal. Amplitude means the peaks of your message will be there, no? Depending upon that peaks or that amplitude value of your message signal, the carrier signal's frequency will be varied. So what will be the remaining terms here? The constant terms will be phase and amplitude will be constant of your carrier signal. Please understand what is your frequency modulation. What you are doing, the frequency of the carrier is varied in accordance with the amplitude of your message signal, and the phase and the amplitude of your carrier signal will be constant. Same if you go for the phase modulation, the phase of the carrier will be varied in accordance with the amplitude value of your message signal, and in this one frequency as well as your amplitude of the carrier will be remaining constant. I hope you are clear with this one. Next, see, by seeing the diagram you can know this is frequency modulation. Okay, the frequency has to be varied in accordance with the amplitude. This is the amplitude. See, this peak is there, no? This is the voltage we will be taking in terms. So this, according to this value of your message signal, the amplitude of the message signal, the carrier frequency will be varied, and the constant terms are here phase as well as the amplitude of carrier signal. Okay, now see what you are having. This is your message signal or the baseband signal, right? So this is your carrier signal. This is your frequency modulated wave. Now see, whenever you are having the maximum amplitude at your message signal, so the carrier has to be varied. So whenever the carrier is multiplying or modulating with this one, your frequency will be increasing. How you will know the frequency? What is this one? The time period. Time period is equals to 1 by f. It means it is vice versa. So whenever your time period is less, the frequency is more. Whenever the time period is less, frequency will be more, and whenever time period is more, the frequency will be less. So what we have said in the frequency modulation, whenever the amplitude of your message signal is the carrier will be varied in accordance with your message signal. So in this part, when you are having whenever you are having the maximum amplitude, what is the value it will be varying? The frequency will be increased. So you will be having the number of pulses. How you will be knowing that? Your frequency is equals to 1 by t. So time period is more over it. You will be getting number of pulses, right? So whenever you will be having the less minimum amplitude or the here negative amplitude, what happens? Your frequency will be, what will become? It will become less. How your frequency will be become less? Your time period has been increased over here, isn't it or not? So whenever your time period is increased, your frequency will be decreased. So again your time period here amplitude is high, maximum, then you will be having the more frequency. So this is how your frequency will be modulated. What is the frequency modulation? The frequency is varied in accordance with the amplitude of your carrier signal. So this is the amplitude of your message signal. This carrier is varying in accordance with your amplitude of your message signal. So whenever you are having the maximum amplitude, the frequency will be increasing. How you will know the frequency will be increasing? The number of pulses will be more, because it completely depends on time period, and you have to remember that the time period formula T is equals to 1 by F, vice versa. When time period is less, frequency is more, and your frequency is less means time period will be more. So in the negative or the minimum amplitude of your message signal, the carrier signal will be varied where the frequency is less. How? Your time period is more. I hope you are clear with the frequency modulation diagram. Okay. Now see, as we have said, the frequency of the modulated wave increases when the amplitude of the modulating or the message signal also increases. Isn't it or not? When you are seeing here it is increasing, then frequency is also increasing. When the amplitude is decreasing, the frequency is also decreasing. Right? Similarly, the frequency of the modulated wave decreases when the amplitude of your modulating signal also decreases. Okay. Now this is the important note that you have to keep in mind. The frequency of the modulated wave remains constant and it is equal to the frequency of the carrier signal when the amplitude of your message signal or the modulating signal is 0. Suppose if you are not having any sinusoidal signal, if it is 0, then what will be happening? The frequency of the modulated wave will not change. It will be constant. Frequency means this part. This will be constant, because see, if in case if your amplitude is 0, what is 0? This part. So what happens? The carrier will not be changing at the model. It will be same, remained constant as that of your carrier wave. This is the important thing. I hope you are clear with the frequency modulation and its waveforms. Okay. Now we will see the mathematical expressions, how we have to define that. The equation of your instantaneous frequency of your FM means the starting, the initial frequency or the instantaneous frequency of an FM modulation, that is given as Fi is equals to Fc plus Kf into m of t. Okay, the last after modulation, after frequency modulation has done, then what is the frequency? That is given as Fc plus Kf into m of t. What is Fc? Fc is the carrier frequency, as you all know. Kf is the frequency of sensitivity. Okay. Then m of t is, you all know, SH signal. So see, these are, here we can find the mathematical expressions in two methods. I have given one method. If it is, if your people are feeling a problem, it's like tough, then you tell me, I'll tell one more method. Well, it is simple than that one. So I have given this method to find the mathematical expression for your frequency modulation. Okay. So what we know, the relationship of your theta I of t and omega I of t, which is given as omega I of t is equals to d theta I of t divided by dt. And what is the Fc? Here Fc is the carrier frequency and m of t is your message signal. From this you have to find the relationship between your frequency modulation. What is omega I here? Omega I is nothing but 2 pi Fi. This you all know. What is omega is equals to 2 pi F. So what I am doing here, for the instantaneous frequency, 2 pi Fi is equals to d theta I of t into dt. Now what I will do, can I get the theta I of t value over from here? Yes or no? Theta I of t is equals to 2 pi of integration of Fi of dt. From the inverse derivative, I will get the answer like this. Now what I will do, this is your theta I of t. What is theta Fi function, instantaneous frequency? To this value, I will substitute this value fi of t in the equation of theta I of t. So theta I of t is equals to 2 pi integration of, what is fi of t? What is fi? Fc plus kf into m of t. I'll substitute that value. Fc plus kf into m of t. Now what the equation will become? I'll take out this one. I'll multiply with this equation with everyone. So 2 pi fc of t plus 2 pi kf into integration of m of t, after doing all this simplification part. Now what is the what I'll do? I'll substitute this value of theta I of t into your standard equation of your angle modulated wave. What is the standard equation of your angle modulated wave? S of t is equals to AC cos theta I of t. That was your standard equation. Now theta I of t, you substitute the value, what you will get over here? See, do the integration part, then get this answer, then you multiply with 2 pi, then you will get the answer as 2 pi fct plus 2 pi kf into m of t. I am keeping like that only. Okay. Now that will be substituted in the equation of your standard angle modulation. That is S of t is equals to AC cos of theta I of t. Theta I of t is formula. What we have got the equation? 2 pi fct plus 2 pi kf into integration of m of t into dt. So this is the standard equation of Fm. Then further you can simplify. How? You can substitute the value of m of t. What is m of t? Message signal. If the modulating signal m of t is equals to am cos 2 pi fmt, then you will get the answer as, you have to substitute the value. This is the standard equation that you have got for the frequency modulation. Now substitute the value of m of t in this one. What I will get? AC cos 2 pi fmt plus, I am simplifying this term, integration of am cos 2 pi fmt. Integration of cos theta is sin theta, correct? So I am giving as sin theta, and that this beta value I am substituting it as, what is the beta value that you will be giving over here? That is nothing but ACAM cos 2 pi kft. That whole equation I will give it as beta, right? So what is this? Here you have to substitute am cos 2 pi fct. So what is the common term? I will take the variable 2 pi am kf integration of cos 2 pi fct. So integration of cos 2 pi fct is sin 2 pi fct. And what are the variable terms over here? Am 2 pi kf and beta is equals to am 2 pi kf, which is called as modulation index. So the value so the value of your standard frequency modulation or the standard equation is given as S of t is equals to AC cos 2 pi fct plus beta into sin 2 pi fmt. What is the beta? This am 2 pi kf. This is this variable I am substituting, and that beta is given as the modulation index. What is the modulation index? You remember, to know the depth of the modulation is nothing but the depth of the modulation. Okay, how much your message signal has been modulated, to which extent is it modulated. So modulation index gives that particular values. So here beta is your modulation index, and that is given as delta f divided by fm. Delta f is nothing but the frequency deviation, means the change you have done before modulation, after modulation, how much frequency it has changed. So that frequency deviation is given as your delta f, which is equals to product of kf into am. What is kf? Your which sensitivity? You are given as product is given, kf is nothing but your frequency sensitivity, and your am is your message signal amplitude. Okay, so this deviation, frequency deviation, can also be found by difference between your frequency modulated frequency or the instantaneous frequency and the normal carrier frequency also. Okay, so this is one method of finding your frequency deviation. Or frequency deviation is also given as kf into am, that is your frequency sensitivity into amplitude of your message signal. Okay, so these are the mathematical expression of your frequency modulation. So what you have to do first, your S of t is equals to AC cos of theta I of t. That is your standard angle modulation formula, correct? Now you are going for the frequency modulation. What is the frequency modulation? You are varying the frequency of your carrier in accordance with the amplitude of your message signal, correct? Then you have to find out the answer for your mathematical expression for your frequency modulation. That is done by using a relationship between your omega I and di of t by dt. So I'll get the value of theta I of t. That theta I of t value should be substituted. Again you have to find in theta I of t, you have to substitute the value of instantaneous frequency. Fi is equals to fc plus kf into m of t. Then afterwards, then you substitute this whole value into s of t in your standard equation of angle modulation and get the answer as your s of t is equals to ac cos of 2 pi fct plus beta into sin 2 pi fmt. I hope you are clear with the frequency modulation. Okay. Now this frequency modulation is again divided into two types based on your modulation index. Okay. Modulation index, what is that one? It gives you depth of modulation, how much your message signal has been modulated. So based on this beta value, this again FM is divided into two types. First one is narrow band frequency modulation and the second one is your wide band frequency modulation. In first one, narrow band frequency modulation, the features what you will see, I'll just read it out for you. There are 4 to 5 features in this one, narrow band frequency modulation. Here the frequency modulation has small bandwidth when compared to your wide bandwidth. Of course, by seeing this one, by narrow bandwidth, you can tell that you will be having a narrow bandwidth when you are comparing it with your wide bandwidth, and the modulation index will be less than 1. And the spectrum is consisting of, you remember here, the spectrum in the frequency spectrum of your frequency modulation will be having a carrier, an upper sideband as well as the lower sideband. And the applications where you are using this frequency modulation is mostly in your mobile communications, such as your police wireless walkie-talkies will be there, or ambulance in taxis, cabs, etc. In particular that one, it means in overall mobile communication you are going to use your narrow band frequency modulation. So what are the features of your narrow band frequency modulation? Beta value should be less than 1 and the bandwidth is small when compared to your wide band frequency modulation, and the spectrum consists of your carrier signal, upper sideband as well as the lower sideband, and the applications where you are using this narrow band frequency modulations are at your mobile communications. Right? Now see wide band frequency modulation. What is wide band frequency modulation? Where you are going to use this wide band frequency modulation, the modulation index will be beta is greater than 1. Okay, so the modulation index will be having infinite bandwidth, wide bandwidth in the sense it will be having infinite bandwidth, and the spectrum consists of carrier signal plus infinite number of sidebands. What we said in the narrow band frequency modulation, it is having carrier upper sideband and lower sideband, and beta value is less than 1. In wideband, beta value is greater than 1. It is having the infinite bandwidth, and it is having the spectrum is consisting of your carrier and infinite number of your sidebands which are located around it. Okay, and it is mainly the application we are using here mainly for entertainment purpose, for broadcasting like radios, FMs, televisions. Okay, for broadcasting we are using this wide band frequency modulation. So I hope you are clear with the topic of frequency modulation. Now see, the next topic is of your phase modulation. What you are going to change, the name itself, you know what is phase modulation. Here in the phase modulation, the carrier signal is varied in accordance with the amplitude of your message signal. And what is varying here? The phase. Okay, the phase of the carrier signal is varied in accordance with the message signal. Clear? So what you are going to change here? Your complete phase has to be changed in this one. So here in this one, this is your message signal or the baseband signal. Okay, this is your carrier signal. So this carrier signal is varied, the phase of this particular carrier signal is varied in accordance with the amplitude of your message signal. When the message signal is high, okay, when you are having the higher message signal, what will happen maximum, the phase will be in this part, means you will be having normal phase, open part. Whenever you are having the low, this is complete opposite of your frequency modulation. What we have said, whenever the amplitude is high, then your frequency will be more. correct? Whenever the amplitude is high, the phase will be changing in the positive axis. Whenever your amplitude is in negative or minimum, so when it is going lower side, then what happens, your phase will be going changing in the negative directions. Okay, this is how your phase will be changing of your carrier signal in accordance with the amplitude of your message signal. So what happens in phase modulation, the amplitude of the frequency of the carrier will be changed, and what are the things that will be remaining constant? Amplitude and frequency will be constant. Phase modulation, phase will be changing, amplitude and frequency will be constant. In frequency modulation, frequency will be changing, phase and amplitude will be constant. In amplitude modulation, amplitude will be varying, frequency and phase will be constant, correct? So in phase modulation, the amplitude and the frequency of the carrier remains constant. So when the amplitude is in the positive side, the phase changes in one direction. The phase will be only in one direction. And if the amplitude is in negative side, the phase changes, as I have already said, in the opposite direction. It completely changes its phase. If it is positive, the carrier signal is modulating in positive side. Whenever your message signal is in the negative part or in the negative side, then what is the phase will be changing from the opposite directions. So that is how your phase modulation is done. To this one also you have to find the mathematical expression and the equation, where in frequency modulation we have seen the instantaneous frequency equation. Fi is equals to Fc plus Kp of Fm, correct? I remember that. I hope it was correct. We'll just see. What was the frequency equation? Instantaneous frequency equation. Fi is equals to Fc plus Kf into m of t. Now in this equation what you have to see? You have to get the mathematical equation. So instantaneous frequency pi I is equals to Kp into m of t, where Kp is the phase sensitivity and Kf is the frequency sensitivity, and m of t is obviously your message signal. Now to this one, use the standard equation of your angle modulated wave. What is the angle modulated wave? S of t is equals to AC cos 2 pi fct plus phi I of t. That is actually what you are having, AC cos 2 pi fct into theta I of t you are having there. But here is in the angle modulation we are having a phase change has been done. So as to get that phase change, what you are doing, we are adding that particular phase. So your standard angle modulated wave becomes S of t is equals to AC cos 2 pi fct plus phi I. But actually your angle modulated wave is standard equation is S of t is equals to AC cos theta I of t. Instead of theta you have changed the phase, no? So that's the reason instead of theta I am substituting the value of 2 pi fct plus phi I. Now see what is the equation, what is pi I? Pi I value is your Fc, that we have Kp into m of t. Now substitute the value in the here. So what is the equation for your phase modulated wave is given as AC cos 2 pi fct plus what is phi I value? Kp into m of t. So this is the standard equation for your phase modulated wave. Okay, this is the standard equation for your phase modulated wave. So the modulating signal, now you substitute the modulating signal m of t. What is m of t message signal? Am into cos 2 pi fmt. That you substitute in the above equation. What is the phase modulated wave equation? You will be getting S of t is equals to AC cos 2 pi fct plus, now you see, Kp into Am into cos 2 pi fmt. What I will do, I will substitute this equation Kp into Am as beta. Beta is nothing but your, what it is beta? Is nothing but your modulation index. Okay, in angle modulation beta gives the modulation index, the depth of the modulation. Clear? And delta I phi, this is the phase deviation. There we have seen the frequency deviation. Here delta phi is your phase deviation. So this was about your phase modulation and frequency modulation. So phase modulation is mostly used in your mobile communications, while frequency modulation is completely used for your frequency broadcasting. Okay, FM broadcasting. So this is how you have seen the angle modulation. So what you are having in angle modulation is nothing but, what is angle modulation? Is another type or another technology or another way to modulate your sinusoidal or the continuous wave modulation, okay, in which the angle of the carrier is varied in accordance with the amplitude of your message signal. This is of two types, frequency modulation and phase modulation. In frequency modulation, frequency of your carrier is varied in accordance with your amplitude of your message signal. And what are the terms that should be constant? Phase and amplitude are constant of your carrier. Now in phase modulation, phase of the carrier is varied in accordance with the amplitude of your message signal, and frequency and amplitude of your carrier signal will be constant. For this one, you have to find the mathematical expressions. The mathematical expression or the standard equation for your angle modulated wave is S of t is equals to AC cos theta I of t. And the standard equation for your frequency modulated wave is this one, S of t is or SFM of t is equals to AC cos 2 pi FCT plus 2 pi KF into integration of M of t. This is modulation in the frequency modulated wave. And your phase modulated wave is your S pi PM of t is equals to AC cos 2 pi FCT plus beta into cos 2 pi FMT. So this was about your angle modulation, the first part of your second chapter. I hope you are clear. If you are getting any doubts or if you are having any confusion in this one, please do let me know. Okay, we'll finish or we'll end today's class here itself. So yeah, thank you.